All right. Welcome to the Keys to the Kingdom podcast. This is episode 8 with Hakiim Herring,
Yes,
your real
indeed.
estate partner. Ooh, I like that.
Yes, your real estate partner. Can't forget that part.
Yeah, since for you guys in my audience, since I met Hakeem, he has said a lot of great things that I like. This is just like another one of those, good things. Like one thing he really said when I first met him was collaborate to elevate. Am
Yes,
I saying that
indeed.
right? Yeah,
Collaborate to elevate.
collaborate to elevate.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, I like that. I really like so you guys, if you haven't heard about the podcast, so what we're doing is we're interviewing active real estate investors and professionals, and we're just catching up with them and getting the information so you guys can learn. Because you guys in the audience, you're probably either new or don't know anything about real estate, or maybe you're a seasoned investor and you're saying, "Hey, I'm looking for somebody to partner with. Let me check out Hakeem. What's going on in his world?" Um, so Hakeem, why did you
Yes.
get into real estate?
Man, that's a great question. I got into real estate back in college. I've been in this business over 20 years as a real estate professional. When I got into real estate, I was uh, looking for direction as a young man. Working 9 to 5, going to school. I started reading a bunch of books like Think and Grow Rich, Rich Dad Poor Dad. Some of the books that I read, they all had a common theme of wealth building and wealth creation. All started with real estate, so that led me in the real estate direction where I wanted to learn the business from the inside out.
Wow, that's awesome. A lot of great books. I had to write them down. You guys in the audience, make sure you write them down too. Think and Grow Rich, Rich Dad Poor Dad. So Keem is learn the business from
Yes, indeed.
inside out.
Yeah, and that's what led me to getting my real estate license. I got my real estate license. I wanted to specialize in real estate investing, but I got my real estate license way back when because it gave us access to uh, bank owned, like BPO, bank owned products, foreclosures. It gave me a insider access to the opportunities and properties that my investors were looking for.
Wow, wow, yeah, definitely. So that upper edge is what I'm hearing.
Yes,
Get
that's
your real
correct.
estate license, get your edge with the bank owned properties for your investors. So now tell us then, what how did you do your first purchase?
Man, my first real estate deal. My first purchase was an FHA loan. If I was to do it over, I would have used my FHA to buy a quadruplex or duplex at least. But my first personal property was an FHA loan. It was a townhouse that I purchased. But my first investment deal, I utilized the creative real estate strategy of working with a credit investor to facilitate my first investment deal, my first fix and flip.
So you guys in the audience, he said he worked with an accredited investor, and I know you guys might not know what he's talking about. So Hakeem, would you explain to people what that means, an accredited
Uh,
investor,
yeah,
and really
definitely.
reveal
So,
to
yeah, so a credit investor. So let me start by saying one of real estate is one of my favorite investment strategies is in real estate because there's so many ways to be creative and so many different ways to make a deal work, to structure a deal. So what a credit investor is, it's an individual who has a strong credit profile, right? They have a strong credit profile, exactly what the lender needs to be approved. They may or may not be interested in the fix and flip, the nuances of doing a project, but they want to have a part of the investment. So a credit investor exchanges their credit profile for compensation or equity in a fix and flip project.
wow, okay. That's a different strategy. And you guys listening, I said accredited, but what Hakeem said is a credit investor,
Yes.
which is two different things. Um, so what you're saying is a credit investor, they have a great credit profile, and they'll partner with you in exchange for equity or a
Compensation.
part of the
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Compensation,
Yeah.
compensation, equity. Okay, yeah, that's awesome.
For, new investors. Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you meet somebody like that? I'm sure I'm curious. I've never met anybody like that, and I wonder how you have.
Oh, just by being plugged in, attending real estate networking events, meetups. When you're full on
Uh-huh.
in the real estate investor space, you know, you'll meet a lot of people who are interested in real estate investing, but don't know how to do it, to be honest, So it's one of those things where, as a new real estate investor, you want to make sure you become a resource and you absorb as much knowledge and information and opportunities as possible, because opportunities are key. If you have a property or a good deal and you hold the contract or hold access to that information, that's where the true value lies. So, in looking for credit investors or individuals who may consider that, those are investors who want a part. They want a part of real estate investing opportunities, but they don't want to take on a full project by themselves. So you can present the credit investor scenario as an opportunity for them to make money or be a part of a real estate transaction without doing a heavy lift. Now, you as the investor, it's your responsibility to handle all of the other moving parts of the project, while the credit investor, their stake in the game is putting their profile on the line.
Wow, that is it's very clever, very clever. So you know, well, you don't know. So a lot of guys in my audience and me myself, what does that conversation look like when you're saying, "Hey, I have a, I'm in the deal, right? I have a deal, and you don't want to do a deal, or rather, you want to do a deal, but you don't want to do you don't want to be involved in all the moving parts. How do you um how do you have that conversation? Because sometimes a
Yeah.
lot of people is finding the right words, and then how do you go about structuring it, which is like the actual like put it to paper type of thing.
Sure. A easy, just an easy pitch would be, you have to have the opportunity. So it has to be a great deal. So it all starts with the deal. You say, hey, I have this property at 1025 South Gordon Street. I have it under contract for 150,000. Once we renovate it, it's going to be 100,000 in renovations. Once we renovate it, it'd be worth 400,000. We have the opportunity to clear 100 grand once this project is done. The lender requires the investor to have at least a 680 credit score. You paint the picture. So you give all of the parameters. You make sure you start with the deal. You make sure it's a good deal. You make sure the numbers and everything work for the hard money lender that's going to be lending the 70% ratio on that project. As long as all of the numbers work and the deal lines up, it's easy to pitch it to a credit investor by saying, hey, the lender requires this. I'm looking for a partner on this particular project. And offer that compensation. Say, hey, I'm looking for a partner with a strong credit profile to join me on this project. You don't have to be involved in the day-to-day operations. I'll handle that. I have my contractors, I have the team, I have the estimates. I'll deal with the project from start to finish. What we're looking for from a credit investor is strictly that. If we can utilize your credit profile to get a loan approved with our hard money lender, you fit the perfect profile. And in return, in exchange for you partnering with me on this property as a credit investor, I'll pay you 10% or $10,000 or 20%, whatever makes the deal work. But it's an opportunity for the credit investor, just by joining this transaction, this particular investment transaction as a partner and utilizing their credit profile and make 10 grand without having to do anything at all.
Wow, that's very savvy. Very savvy. You should be taking notes. If you're not, I'm taking notes.
Yeah, well, this is a
Because
great way
that's
for individuals, to get into this business who may have, a lot of times we have that get up and go, and a lot of times there's individuals who are plugged in, but just don't have the strategy in place to execute and bring it together. And this is a great opportunity to utilize your resources, utilize your circle, and even you'll be surprised how many new investors or individuals who are out there, been on their 9 to 5 for 10, 15 years, have 401k credit, different scenarios, and they're looking for an opportunity to get in the game.
wow.
And
Would
on
you
the flip
say
side of
let me
on the flip side of credit investors, you could have financial investors. You have individuals who may come to the table and put down 10% that's needed to make a deal come together for an exchange of partnership and equity in the deal. So it works both ways, whether it be credit and or financial investment.
So what I'm curious about is how are you managing that timeline between getting the deal? Well, yeah, putting the deal together and then also bringing the investors on board and then making sure that they have their finances in order, whether it's credit or finances. How are you managing that timeline?
It's a quick timeline if you have a deal on the table, but a lot of times if you have the property, you have it locked down, you have the control of it. This is something that you want to build your network and have them ready and in place should you have a deal. So it makes that process move a lot quicker. But the timeline, you're looking at, 2 to 4 week from start to finish as far as getting the deal to the closing table. But as far as sourcing a credit investor, you want to establish those relationships well before you have a deal, and a credit investor or even a financial investor, it's going to be based off of developing and nurturing relationships prior to. So you're not just going to go up to a stranger and ask them to invest in your project or ask them for 20,000, but if you've developed a relationship, nurtured a relationship, someone knows your work ethic, they believe in you, and you've established that, it's a lot easier to come and ask for, that partnership, that joint venture.
Wow. So that's great. I mean, that's really that's key information. I would say I would call that profound knowledge, right?
Yeah,
Because anybody who's listening, you guys can immediately see the way in, right? The way to becoming Hakiim Herring, right? What he has done. He's done everything he said he's done because he's telling you the result of it, the deal.
for sure.
How it
Yeah,
went down.
yeah.
So that's what you guys got to pay attention to. Now, would you say you've done a lot of deals like that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's common. Like if you see my book in the back, how to unlock the secrets to investing in real estate with no money down, no experience. Like whenever someone says no money down, the money has to come from somewhere. So no money down essentially just means no money out of your pocket. You just use, OPM, the other people's money. So again, other people's money or other people's credit is common, even on bigger projects, bigger deals. Like if you go into the commercial realm, that's what partnerships are formed for. Thing to gain financing, but it's all the same. You can utilize it on of your as an investor on a fix and flip strategy, or you can use it in the big leagues, and like the big boys doing commercial. So
Can we see
it's
your book?
common. I'm sorry.
Can we see your book?
Yeah. Yes. This is no money, no credit, no experience. How to unlock the
Okay.
secrets of real estate.
You guys make sure you buy that book. Make sure you is it on
Yeah,
Amazon or is it where?
it's on Amazon. It's on Amazon. You can check it out. Under Hakiim Herring. It's a great read, full with a bunch of knowledge and jewels. This particular book talks about that particular book talks about wholesaling. What we're speaking of now is like fix and flip opportunities, but that particular book is about wholesaling. I'm getting ready to release my next book, which is Fix and Flip Your Way to Payday. So we talk about some of these creative strategies in the fix and flip book.
You guys make sure you get the book too. I'm getting a book. I'm getting a copy of it. So,
Yeah. More,
anytime
more,
anybody you see,
more, more importantly, we have the Wealth Partners Academy. So the Wealth
okay,
Partners Academy, we're doing an initiative with the Wealth Partners 100 initiative where we're going to help 100 real estate investors get in the game.
wow,
Kicking off that initiative, we started the Wealth Partners Academy, the 6 steps to 6 figures wholesaling real estate. So this is an opportunity for individuals who want to learn how to wholesale real estate. They can join our collective. And what's special about that is we don't ask for any coaching fees up front. We don't like, I'm not a big believer in charging people 5, 10, $20,000 just for knowledge. The way we structured our coaching program is everyone that's involved in the collective, in the program, we all invest skin in the game. We invest, it's total of $1,500, but those funds goes to your advertising campaign, the virtual assistant setting up the campaign, and the virtual assistants as far as handling some of the back end that's necessary to have a successful wholesale business. So those funds that we all invest together, we go through the coaching program, we get your wholesale business set up, and we all work those leads within the collective. So everyone who puts skin in the game, everyone's working together. We all break bread together on the deals that we procure from the investment, from the coaching program. So the goal is to have each member invested, each member working the leads and working the deals, and each member takes part in the profits and the proceeds on each deal that we close out. So it's a great opportunity for new investors to get in, learn, and don't have a lot of upfront costs, but they learn hands-on in this on this coaching environment.
wow, that's novel. I've never heard anybody describe any sort of program like this. So explain to my people what does collective mean, like, because I don't see too many people using that word.
So collective, as you started off, believer in collaborate to elevate, right? So I believe we'll
Right.
go further working together, and we've built out our community, the Wealth Partners community, and the collective is just that. It's a part of the community structure where we're coming together and working together to achieve bigger goals. So the collective, the wholesale collective, is just that. It's a group of individuals um, for that particular sector. It's the wholesale collective. So we're all coming together, learning, investing, and doing deals. Like we also have other initiatives that were have launched within the Wealth Partners community, and we have other collectives that we work throughout our community. Another collective we did was our Punta Cana investors collective. We went to Punta Cana with a few investors and secured brand new construction development down there that we're going to turn and put on Airbnb. But we're going to open that opportunity up for international Airbnb investors to join that collective for the next go around. So I'm a big believer in working together and creating opportunities where we can work together. That's another big key, because a lot of times right now in our environment, in our industry, we sell, you see people where they sell a bunch of information, right? And then it's left up to you to execute. Or they sell you the information, then they charge you an upsell for the one-on-one coaching. I do things a little bit differently where I like to create the opportunities for individuals to be a part of. So you learn, you do the hands-on learning, and you're invested and you have skin in the game. So it's not a scenario where you're paying out X amount of dollars and not getting the real results. Within our programs, we provide the opportunities for you to join the collective and learn together and win together.
That's awesome. I like that. Sounds like making the pie bigger. Can
Yes.
you tell us more about the other initiatives? I mean, that Punta Cana one sounds pretty great.
Yeah, right now we have the Wealth Partners 100 initiative, where we're gonna help 100 families become homeowners in 2025. That's our goal. We're gonna help 100 entrepreneurs start their business and get their business set up and structured properly. We're going to help 100 investors become real estate investors and get in the game, whether it be through wholesaling, fix and flip, Airbnb. We're going to create and provide opportunities for investors to be a part of these initiatives that they choose to join those collectives. We're going to help 100 families get their finances in order, whether it be credit profile, life insurance, their legacy. We're going to help 100 families get their profiles in order. And last but not least is our community initiative. Is we're going to focus on 100 impactful events and or relationships within the community to give back to our community. So that's very important.
Wow, that's a really let me just write down community give back. See, now what I would call that, you guys listening, I would call that is Hakeem has an agenda. And what I mean by agenda is not only does he have goals, but he has smart goals, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, time oriented. And not only that, goals in different areas are they overlap, right? So I'm sure 100 of those families that are going to become homeowners, some of them need to get their finances order with their legacies and their life insurance and their credit. And I'm sure a lot of those people who are getting their finances in order, they're connected to different events, whether they meet Hakeem at these events or whether they're part of events Hakeem and Wealth Partner community is hosting. So that's what I call an agenda. Like all of whatever direction you're moving in, it's all pushing the ball forward, which I think is great. I think it's a really good way to not just have goals, but have like compounded success.
For sure.
Because you can bring other people in who have their own goals and they can fit inside of what you have going on. So is that it doesn't feel like that's the Wealth Partners community though. Am I getting that right or wrong?
No, yeah, that's the direction for the Wealth Partners community. Correct. So let me paint the big picture for you. And actually, I had a question for you about some of the things that you're involved in as well. So, big picture, Wealth Partners is a community of real estate investors, real estate professionals, and entrepreneurs, where we all come together, knowledge, information, resources, and we encourage each other to do business within our community. But one thing I realized in building out our community is that everyone looks for an opportunity, right? But it's up to you as the leader of the community to provide the direction, right? So for me, it was important as we grew and scaled the Wealth Partners community is that we understood our community mission, right? That's the foundation. And the Wealth Partners initiative gives us a foundational goal to push forward towards for the whole year of 2025. So we will have our weekly Invest in the West real estate meetups. We're going to do Empower Success Fest. We're going to do the Lessons Not Losses podcast. We have a bunch of different things going on, but the core message, the core mission of Wealth Partners and our community initiatives is to have our community to have something tangible to work on and to make a real impact in our community. So we're not just talking about it, we're taking steps and we're taking action and we're taking the initiatives to make a real impact. But you have to paint that picture. You have to give those tangible goals to reach for from the community as a community.
Wow, that's next level. Yeah, that's definitely complex. I like that you like it's well I said closed loop, right? It's a community. You got the meetings, the initiation, like as far as like the weekly meetings for people who want to show up in person. You got you have the podcast for people who don't. You know, maybe they're driving or however. You know, they can listen back. Um, you have these
And we
different initiatives that go ahead.
Yeah, no, we also have the online community. It's called the Collective. It's on Circle. So we have the online community. It's called the Collective by Wealth Partners is our online community. And this is an opportunity for us to grow and scale outside of the Metro Atlanta and Georgia market. This actually allows us to reach our Wealth Partners family as far as New York, California. They have opportunities where they can plug in to the weekly meetups, they can plug into the podcast, and they can do that on our virtual platform.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's a really yeah, like you said, that's a resource. You have this resource, and I like what you said earlier when you said other people like when you're encouraging people to work together in the community. It's not it's not so much that people are getting deals for other people, but they're getting their own deal and saying, let me bring on somebody else in the community to facilitate this deal, which I think creates people who are self independent, right? And then there's
Yeah,
a space in there for interdependence. Like, oh, you got something, I got something. What can we make out of it interdependently?
for
Which I
sure.
think is better for people who are who really actually need to stand on their own and who want to, and now they have a place to go to get built up to where they can stand on their own. That
For
sounds
sure.
great, man. I like what you're doing. Yeah, like I said, since I met you, you've been saying a lot of things I am 100% behind. So I'm like,
Yeah.
this is great. What was your question for me?
No, no, same. It's likewise. Since I met you and heard your story, it's like the light bulbs have been going off as far as just you know one of the things I heard you mention was you participate in equity funding, right? And funding for larger scale projects. I know you mentioned a project you had going on down in South Georgia. I haven't had the opportunity to dive into that realm. So that's one of the things I'm going to make sure to follow back up with you on in regards to different opportunities such as that and how to structure those type of deals and that to me is the next level because a lot of times in real estate and in doing business that level of I would say partnership, right? That level of ventures aren't commonly discussed or commonly done in our community. So when you mentioned it, and I seen a young man, a young brother such as yourself in that arena, that's very impressive, and that I commend you on that.
Wow. I really appreciate the fact that you can say those words because not only and this is coming from me as a younger man to you, not only is it that we don't have that conversation, there's a lot of times there's a lot of jealousy, there's a lot of envy, there's a lot of just hate and greed in our community, which
Mhm.
prevents us from even being able to have those conversations
Sure.
like you're discussing. And so it
Mhm.
really shows your the size of your character, how big of a man you are, that you can tell me that. Um, because it what I find is that you're very secure in what you're doing and in the business that you're operating. And that I mean that's long term success right there.
Yeah.
So thank you for telling me that.
Oh
I
yeah.
really appreciate that. We'll definitely jump into that some more. Um, because I well, did you want to do it now? We want to talk about it now, or because we can. This is my
No,
podcast.
no, we
So
can, no, we can save that for the next round.
okay, yeah, we gotta have a follow up. All right, cool. Um, because I'm gonna interview Barbara soon, so
Oh
it's
yes,
like
yes. Oh, definitely. You have to talk to Miss Barbara. She's the truth.
yeah, yeah, and she's I met, you guys. So these are live interviews, right? This is December 6th, 2024. So as you guys continue listening to this podcast, or maybe you're listening later on in the future, you're going to see projects begin, and then projects be in the works, and then projects finish. And you'll be like, man, I was there from, you'll be able to see on the video or on the recording the beginning and all the way to the end, and you moved on to the next project or next venture. And I think that's because they're seeing that like we're building this network in real time,
Yes, indeed.
in real like in real time. So 3 to 6 to 9 months from now, we'll have more episodes. You go, oh yeah, whatever happened with that? It's like, oh, they finished it. That's what happened. They sold it. Whatever
Yeah.
they did with it. So you guys make sure to stay involved, stay in tune, so you can hear not just like us about the success that we've already had, but us lay the foundation and the framework for future success.
True indeed.
Because that's critical. Because you're hearing it in real time. So yeah, we're getting to that because like that is gonna what you're describing with Hakiim with the equity deals. Yes, that is going to be developing. So I'm gonna just drop a little thread in there for you guys listening. We're gonna come back to that. If you don't know what it is, come back and we'll talk more about it. I'm usually very transparent, but we don't have all the time in the world to go over that right there.
Yeah.
So that's great, and I'm glad you asked me that too, because it just means that there's community support there, right? There's community
Oh yeah.
interest,
Oh yeah.
and we need for our projects.
For sure.
So now, where can we find? Is there a website? Is there a physical location? Is there a place where you want people to meet or go for?
Oh yeah. So definitely. You can actually plug in at wealthpartners.world. That's wealthpartners with an S.world is the community website where it has access to all things and events that we do and access to joining our online community, which is extremely important. The online community is great because it's where you'll get access to the community, the members, and the latest information we're posting on the online community. HakiimHerring.com is my own personal website, but it has access to everything as well.
Awesome. So you guys make sure to go check that out. I'm gonna go check it out and become a part of the community. Is there a cost? Is it free, or is it like in like flux as far as like the pricing or?
No, we're totally free, my brother. I believe in you. The more you give, the more you'll receive, and creating a space where we can exchange this type of knowledge and have these type of conversations is long overdue. Is needed in our community. So I don't charge a fee for our weekly meetups. I don't charge a fee for our online community. I don't charge a fee at all personally. And even when it comes to a fee being charged or coaching or things of that nature, I don't even charge upfront fees there. I create opportunities for you to invest, for you to learn, and for you to be a part of something, for you to learn hands-on. So your investment is not even a fee. It's an investment in yourself, an investment directly into what you're doing and what you're looking to take out of or take away from the opportunity. So this is a great opportunity for individuals who want to plug in, who want to grow, and want to be a part of a movement it's bigger than me. Wealth Partners, the dream for Wealth Partners is it's bigger than me, and it's a more of a community-based push to bring people together to collaborate, to elevate. And I always say it's not just it's estate. So it's not just about real estate, it's to elevate. So if you are familiar with Wealth Partners, we bring a bunch of different things to the table, whether we're talking about real estate investing or the nursing business, or like this Saturday from 12 to 2 in the West End, at our office. We're doing the Invest in the West, but we have Lola Taylor, who's the first female of freight. She's actually coming to speak to the community about the billion-dollar trucking industry in multiple different ways you can make income in trucking. So the big thing about Wealth Partners is it's not just real estate, it's to elevate. So we bring different speakers, different knowledge, different opportunities to our community to reach people where they are and of interest. So that's what I think sets us apart as well.
Wow, I really like that, because what I'm hearing is that unlike these other people who they want to try the information, Hakiim is like, I want to do some deals. Like, you need to get on the game so you can do the deals.
Yeah,
Because what's happening is you got to get the information, then you got to go through trial and effort to get the result, and then you can say I did the deal. Hakiim is like, let's just skip you past paying for the information. Here's the information. Let's execute. Let's get to the work
yeah.
of
Let's
doing
take
the deal.
action. Yeah,
Exactly. That's what I like, because it's more about results than it is about just getting sales, right? Because some people's
hmm,
business model is just sell information. Hakiim's is, I want you to do the deal, right? He wants more people closing on deals, which I'm definitely behind. I like that, because I don't like, you already have to go through the trial of learning the information, then you have to apply it. It's like, why am I paying to learn, and then you have to pay? You got to pay to the game, right? If you
yeah,
make a mistake, and you're saying, look, I put a whole collector together, is less likely to be in mistakes, and you don't have to pay for the information. Um, you just come work the opportunity, and that's great for you guys
yeah,
who are like Hakiim. You got like, you're a go getter, you're a driver, you got that A type personality. You wanna work it. You wanna treat it like it's like, and not like a job. You want to treat it like an opportunity, because as you entrepreneurs know, or you guys who want to be entrepreneurs, it's opportunity to opportunity. It's not coast. There's no coasting. It's go get it done, and then get to the next one.
for
Um,
sure.
Great, which is really great. So I want to know, and maybe you might need to know more information about me, but how can I help you?
Yeah, a great help to me is all about collaboration and connections. So, I appreciate the opportunity to be on your platform and for your followers and your fan base to actually see me and get to know me a little bit. But I would extend the same offer to you to join me on Lessons Not Losses, our podcast. Um, but I would need you to come in the studio. But I would love for you to join me. Even come and talk to the community more about yourself and what you do and what you have going on. Like I say, you're a young brother, so you're inspiration to a whole new generation. And people need to see this. And what happens is, and can I say this? Are we family? Can we be blunt? Can we talk real?
Yeah, we blunt, we family.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
So what happens is, like, people always judge a book by the cover, right? And I'm not a fan of that, right? So
Right.
when I met you at the event, you was a young brother. You came in, the event was going on, so I was in my zone. I was flowing, right? But when you stood up to speak and started dropping, introducing yourself and speaking of what you're into, I'm taking mental notes. But even as I'm moving, I locked in and was taking mental notes. But it wasn't until another gentleman who was like a mortgage loan officer, and he's like, "Man, I need this, that," and I'm like, "You're missing the whole boat. The person sitting right next to you was the person that you were asking for, that you needed to connect with, and because everyone judges a book by its cover, he had already discredited it, like you or what you do or your ability, or didn't even have a mind open enough to receive, because they were already in the process of judging a book by the cover versus the man who you are and what you're doing and what you're involved in. So it was their
Wow.
loss. Yeah, it was their loss. So I'm like, my brother, exactly what you were asking for was sitting right next to you. Do you even? And that's why in our meetups, I always ask everyone to go around the room and introduce themselves and what they do. It's uncommon practice in these type of events, but I make it a part of the event because I want everyone to get to know the person sitting next to them and to encourage to do business within our community. But what's even more important is you never know who you're sitting next to. That person right next to you might be that exact person that you need to take your business to the next level, and you never know who it is. So it's extremely important to never judge a book by its cover, and always get to know that person right next to you. It might be exactly who you're looking for.
Wow, family. Thank you. And that's really cool. I mean, you're making me I'll be honest, you guys listening, this interaction we're having, like this is it's not scripted. Like me and Hakeem, this is the first interview. When you hear people talking like Hakeem, you stay around them because I feel like I can literally feel him boosting, like, and not like negatively, but like improving self-esteem. I can feel like my self-esteem just went up because of what you just said, and it's so critical because you're gonna need a lot of self-esteem just in business and just in life, but definitely in business, just move past all that rejection, all those no's, all of the setbacks that come with just being in business. I mean, that's inevitable. So when you find a person like Hakeem, stay around them. And what I like to say is there's four types of dream merchants, right? People who, a merchant who buys and sells. You the dream killer, which is this is a person who will kill your dream. They'll do something to make you lose your dream. Like if you want to go to college, they'll say you can't go to college, or you'll out they deny your admissions, right? So they killed your dream of going to college. Or you got a dream stealer. This is a person who will discourage you, who will say like you'll never amount to anything, or it can never be done, or no one's ever done it, or no one who looks like you has ever done it. Then you got the dream fulfiller. This person has the knowledge, the resources, and the willingness, the attitude to help you fulfill your dream. And there's the dream instiller. So this is a person who is like Hakeem has just done, and he's been doing. Um, they'll help your self esteem, they'll help your ego, to help just put your energy behind your dream to get it done, and so it can be realized. So when you meet these people, stick close to them and know who you're talking to. They need to be a dream fulfiller, or they need to be a dream instiller. So I wanted to just share that because I like that's are you a dream fulfiller and you're a dream instiller. Um,
Yeah.
so really appreciate you for that, because that's yeah, man. It's admirable. It's
I
very
appreciate that.
noteworthy.
Yeah, no, I truly do.
Oh, cool. Man, wow, that's cool. So that's one way you can help me. You already have helped me. So what ways? How can you help me?
You tell me, man. You just whatever resources that you need. Let's talk about what you have going on and how Wealth Partners, our community, could be a part of it. And yeah, I'm all about collaboration. If some good things going on, let's talk about it. Let's be about it, and let's take action.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I definitely know some ways. Especially with this podcast, you're helping me by inviting me on your podcast. That's one. Some deals that I have going, like you already described with the equity deal, need help with that. So that's two. Um, and then there's some deals as well, in different states. I need help with those. That's um, and those things will unfold over time.
Sure, sure.
So that's and you already kind of touched on this a little bit with your book, and honestly with Wealth Partners, with the Wealth Partners community. Um, Now I'm just going to ask the question: Do you have a, excuse me, do you have a product course coaching you want to promote tomorrow? Which
So
we
I
might have
do
already
have
covered that.
I do have coaching courses available, but again, I'm stepping away from that. Like I have my courses. Like you can go to HakiimHerring.com if you want to buy the course, if you want to, drop the $3,000 and read some information. It's all there. The knowledge is there, but you know, for me, it's not about selling a course or selling information. I really want to change the way we do these type of deals and um, really focus in on providing an environment for individuals to learn together and grow together and not sell a particular course.
Wow. Okay, that's great. So you guys all should check out HakiimHerring.com. You want courses. But yeah, like we touched on, he's put the environment together with the Wealth Partners community. So tap into that. Definitely tap into that. You will see me tapping into that. Um, and when people are telling you, how they do it, how they did it, you want to listen. You're probably, and honestly, you're not going to pick up all the information the first time. Okay, you can play this recording back, or you can talk to people and get a more rounded picture of where it'll fill in the gaps for what you need to get to that next level. Now, Hakiim, is there anything that you want to speak on?
No, we touched on a bunch of things. I got the opportunity to introduce myself, introduce the Wealth Partners community. For me, that was my big takeaway from joining the podcast today. Just really to be able to connect with you and introduce myself to your community and introduce Wealth Partners to your community as well. So that's my big takeaway, and I appreciate you allowing me on your platform to reach the people. That's what I'm on a mission for right now. I'm on a mission to reach the people.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad we got these platforms set up. So
Yes,
now,
indeed.
and again, you might have already touched on this, but what are your goals? Which I feel like you described in very great detail, but um, I want to just brown
Yeah,
everybody out.
my goals it's all in the Wealth Partners 100 initiative, and I believe
Hmm.
by reaching that Wealth Partners 100 initiative, by helping 100 families become homeowners, helping 100 real estate agents get into the business and set their business up the right way, helping 100 investors get into real estate investing, 100 entrepreneurs start their business and get their business set up, helping 100 families get their credit and financial picture in order, helping 100 people or community-based events. Like those pillars of the Wealth Partners 100 initiative, that's my personal goal and the goal that we have as our community that will make a real impact. So those are my goals. And I think the first time I left out the 100 real estate agents, but that's near and dear to me because I'm a real estate professional, a real estate broker. So helping real estate agents and real estate professionals in this business and help them on the path to success. It's me being in this industry for over 20 years and want to pour into some of the new agents or some of the agents who are looking for direction with with true strategies, success strategies, and true direction on how to build and map out their business for long-term success. There aren't too many people who could say they've been in real estate full time for over 20 years. A lot of real estate agents have 9 to 5s, have other jobs and things of that nature, but there aren't a lot of people that can say they've been a real estate professional for 20 plus years.
Wow. Yeah, that's great. I'm sure you're gonna hit your goals. I'm sure you're gonna hit your goals early. It'll be like,
Yeah.
what are we talking about? June. You'll be like, man, I got some more goals. Like we did
Yes, sir.
everything.
Yes, sir.
So what projects are you working on currently?
Right now is we just have the Punta Cana investment project that we're working on. We have the Wealth Partners Academy, the 6 Steps to 6 Figures collective that we're kicking off in January. So it's an opportunity for individuals to still register, to still sign up. If they want to join that collective. We have several projects in the pipeline, and it's like with 2025 rolling out, we're looking for, to hit the ground running and really make 2025 a year of success.
That's awesome. Tell me again about that Wealth Partners Academy in January. Is that
Well, the Wealth Partners Academy is where we're rolling out the initiative to help 100 investors become real estate investors. The first rollout that we're doing is the 6 Steps to 6 Figures Wholesaling Real Estate Collective. So that's the coaching program I mentioned, where we're going to teach individuals as a collective how to get into wholesaling, how to build their wholesale business by learning hands-on in the collective. And each individual in the collective, their investment goes towards lead generation, setting up their business. And as we get real estate deals, off-market deals, and we sell those properties, because we're going to teach you how to find the properties, how to source the deals, how to negotiate with sellers, how to market the properties, how to find cash buyers, how to work with investor-friendly closing attorneys, how to do assignment fees, how to make money as a wholesaler. And by doing that within the collective, we all are going to share in the proceeds that we make together within the collective. So you learn as a group, you earn as a group,
Is how long is this program for?
So the program we're taking was limited to, let me say that, we're limited to 10, no more than 15 members for this round. So this is going to be a 90-day program for the 6 Steps to 6 Figures wholesale. We are going to launch in March. We're going to launch a fix and flip class for the Wealth Partners Academy for individuals who learn how to do fix and flip real estate. But yeah, we're really, and then we're gonna create the opportunity for Airbnb for individuals who are interested in international Airbnb and joining us in Punta Cana, and show you and teach you about the opportunities that we're doing there. So again, for me, it's really about creating opportunities for individuals to be a part of, so we can learn together and earn together, and we can win together. So that's what we're doing with Wealth Partners.
Wow, I like that. So you guys listen, there's something in there for you. If you didn't hear anything, you need to play the video back and make sure you take notes, because there's something in there that is for you specifically. Yeah. Whether it's becoming a homeowner or getting your finances together, becoming an entrepreneur, or becoming a part of his academy to wholesale, or whether you do fix and flips, or maybe you're international, you're listening internationally and you want to become a part of that Punta Cana investment group, which was very interesting. There's something in here for you guys, right? Hakiim has something for everyone, which is awesome. So, quick question: Do you have any other books that you recommend?
Yeah, actually, there's another. Yeah, right here, man. This is a good book. Creating a Super Fan. It's a great book. It's about networking and building out a community. This is a great one. That's a good book. Man, it's so many, man. Like it's so many great books, man, that you could, even like the books like the 48 Laws of Power, things like that. Those are all good reads, This right here is a good one from Tim Grover. He actually worked with Michael Jordan. This is a great book about winning. He has another book called Traction. That's really good. There's always some good reads. Just reading grabbing a good book. You always could find a gem or jewel in a good book.
Wow. Yeah. Me myself, I like books. you guys, if you guys listening, y'all should read too, right? Because well, I always say that the answers are in the book. That's why somebody wrote it, so you wouldn't have to go through what they went through. They said, "Here's the answer. It's in the book. Read my book." And appreciate you for sharing that because I haven't
Sure.
heard of those, so I'm gonna be putting those on my book list to get. I haven't heard of like three of those. Uh,
Yes, sir.
so that's awesome. Um, so guys, we're gonna stop it there. Make sure. Oh, Hakeem, where can they find you on social media or internet? You know, where can they find you on the internet?
Yeah. All social media, Hakiim Herring, Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, Instagrams, Hakeem.Herring. Even if you Google Hakiim Herring, I've been in this game so long, so a bunch of tags will pop up. But I'm very easy to find, very accessible, very down to earth. So I encourage you, if you ever bump into me, just say hello. If you ever have a question, feel free to book a one-on-one on my website. I'd be happy to talk to you about real estate. I have a session, a free session that I offer where it says, ask me anything about real estate, and I'll be happy to oblige. I'll be happy to help you.
Wow, that's great. You guys listening to this, take advantage of these opportunities, right? That's powerful. Guy like
Yes.
man like this, he said he'll talk to you for free. You're already getting a good deal.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys make sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video, share with three of your family members or friends, and we'll see you on the next one.
Yes,
All right.
indeed. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for having me. And I can't wait till next time. And I look forward to seeing you on mine.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right, my brother. Thank